Come on in. We're back with another episode here, and we have a new friend of the show, Waterboy, like Bobby Boucher. Waterboy is a hydration powder mix, and something that makes them particularly different and interesting. It's made to cut down on the amount of time that you're hungover. This little pack right here, if you have a normal hangover, let's just say the Cowboys lose to the 49ers in a horrible fashion, you just went out and drank all night. If your original hangover would be 8 hours, you pop one of these, then your hangover goes down to 4. You mix it into a 16-ounce bottle of water. Voch been drinking them. I like to go with the big joints, and it turns you into a brand new person. Now, Waterboy is packed with all kind of good stuff. It got 3 times the electrolytes as liquid IV. It's zero sugar. Let me tell you something I love the most about zero sugar that resonates with me, because most of the time, if something is zero sugar, it tastes like but there are actually some fantastic flavors here, and I've been digging on the strawberry lemonade, and it is fantastic. Hundreds of thousands of people already trust Waterboy as their hangover cure, so it's time to stop dealing with that anxiety alone. For a limited time, my listeners get an exclusive 15% off discount using promo code VOCH, V-O-C-H, VOCH at waterboy.com. 15% off, V-O-C-H at waterboy.com. Waterboy has got you recovered. And we are back with another film session. The Dallas Cowboys were victorious versus the LA Chargers. And of course, we have questions, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I think the biggest takeaway from this game, or just one of the bigger takeaways, right? First of all, Dak Prescott played incredible, but it was his legs and how he used his legs. Now, of course, that's just like regular football, right? Hey, Voch, quarterback used his legs, but in context of West Coast offense, I got curious, right? Because the idea of West Coast offense is that something should be there. Like your feet should be tied to your throws, should be tied to the wide receiver's feet, and somebody should be open. If not the first guy or the second guy, sometimes the third guy or the check down, somebody should be there. If not, throw the ball away. We saw Dak Prescott improv. We saw Dak Prescott do some things on his own. And I was just curious. I just put my thinking cap on. I just wondered, was this Dak Prescott improving, right? Was this sort of a, hey, let me just take matters into my own hands. Let me show Mike McCarthy and company that this is what we can do if you can give me more trust in the offense, right? See, West Coast offense, there are so many built-in fail safes to where, like, no matter what happens, something is supposed to be there for you. That's why they say a lot of the quarterbacks seem kind of robotic. But what we got from Dak Prescott was not robotics. What we saw from Dak Prescott was, okay, he'll see something, and hey, if it's there, I'll take it. There were some elements that looked very West Coasty, but if it wasn't there, I'm just going to move around, use my feet, and try to make something happen. Here's another note about Dak Prescott using his legs. We're going to start off in a 2x2 formation. Brandon Cooks is going to turn this into a trips to the right side of the field here. Dak Prescott is going to use his legs, plant his foot in the ground, throw a dime to Michael Gallup, and he just... Now, Chad, how many times have we come here to the Voch Lombardi page, we watch some film, or on the Patreon at patreon.com/Voch Lombardi? How many times have we seen the Cowboys show read option? How many times have we just left some backside defender unblocked? And it looked like we were reading them, but Dak Prescott just didn't do anything with it. He just handed the ball off to whatever the running back was, and that running back would be tackled by that backside defender. In this point right here, it is Tui Pelotu. Don't know which Tui Pelotu brother it is. I just remember a Tua Pelotu in draft season. I was a fan of him. Boy, chat. Boy, comment section. Boy, everybody watch from the Patreon right now. We got Dak Prescott pulling the read option. But this is the wild thing. It was always open. Pulling the read option was always open. And what I mean by pulling the read option, just in case you didn't know, we're reading this backside end or this right defensive end here. If he stays square, we hand the ball off to Tony, but in this case, he's chasing Tony, so it's Dak's job to pull. Now, let me go back to the wide view here, because there is a third element to this. It's a triple option, right? So Dak could get the ball to CeeDee Lamb right here, but you see these two defenders here played wide on CD, so Dak had the alley wide open there. There you go. Let's go back to our cartel view. So we've been waiting on Dak to use his legs and pull and run this thing for weeks now. So of course it'll be just wide open. I think moving forward, we need to see a lot more of this. Here's another example of Dak Prescott using his legs. They're on silent count right now. So he's going to lift his left leg. Zach sees that. Zach going to do his motion. Tyler knows it's time to snap. And Dak Prescott is going to throw a dime down the field to daggone Michael Gallup. Boy. Dak Prescott buying himself a little more time, drifting in the pocket. CeeDee Lamb's in motion, by the way, just drifting in the pocket and finding Brandon Cooks. Hey man, I think going into this bye week, it was imperative that we find a way to get Brandon Cooks involved. We had to do it. We had to do it because it just had been too many weeks that we just didn't use him. He's one of our best offensive weapons. Why aren't we using him? And it's weird because when we were in training camp, we were watching all the training camp videos where you got a chance to watch camp live. Brandon Cooks was involved. He was getting involved. So I don't know why we just go away from all the things that we saw in training camp. But Dak Prescott drifting in the pocket, gaining more and more depth, buying himself some more time, dealing with that blitz and that pressure, floating the ball out to Brandon Cooks for a dime there. And I just have to show a little bit of love to CeeDee Lamb right here, man. CeeDee Lamb had one of those days, but hey, this has been a Dak positive film session, I would say. But man, maybe I'm just taking subtle shots at Mike McCarthy with a lot of this, but there shouldn't be like this public outcry or this public condemning of Mike McCarthy just to get CeeDee Lamb involved, right? And look, this is easy, right? This is a high safety read, so we're trying to get behind the corner here. Corners in zone. He's playing the flats. He's either going to come down to Ferguson. He'll be the dump off guy at this point. And they even got a little cross down bottom. They even got a little cross down bottom just in case. Sure. So they got a mesh down bottom. Then they got a high-low read with Ferguson and Lamb here. But let me tell you something that I love right here. Just because the mesh is there, don't mean we got to go mesh. Yeah, we could have gone mesh, but boy, give me that chunk play with Lamb. Why? Because this is a version of like smash, right? Just a little short route down bottom. A lot of time it's a hitch. Right now it's just Ferguson in the flats right now, but it's basically a corner from the inside somehow, and that's basically what Lamb is doing. And his corner is to work in front of this safety and behind this corner. You've been running this since high school. This ain't, this isn't, oh, well, let's try to be safe and not throw the smash versus safety on the hash right here. Like, that's what it's built for. That's what smash is built for, bro. Get behind the corner, get in front of safety. Just like flood, just like, comeback routes and all. Like, it's the same concept. So why are we being so conservative here? Why are we being so afraid here? If anything, what I'm hoping, I don't know what really happened because I'm not a reporter and they don't let me ask questions here. But what I'm hoping is that Dak Prescott saw a lot of these concepts and, early in the season, he was just taking what the defense gave him from a safe standpoint. Right, but let's take a little bit of risk because we're better when we're improvising. We're better when Dak is on the move. We're better when we're going downfield. And we saw glimpses of that. Now, I'm not saying that we got to go out there and take control. Maybe I'm saying that Dak got to go out there and take control. I don't know. But it just seems like when we did try the Chargers defense downfield a little bit, it worked. And that's what the Cowboys have done for the past couple of years. So I'm not buying this idea that we're so dangerous and we're so turnover prone that we just have to check everything down. I'm not buying it. But hey, Dak Prescott had a fantastic game. CeeDee Lamb went crazy. We should get him involved a little bit more. We're gonna have a conversation about. And Brandon Cooks finally showed out a little bit. So hey, let's take this game and let's build up on it, and let's take this bye week and fix some of the issues, and let's get a little more healthy. Okay, we got the Rams after that. Y'all hold down for the Doski Woski Peace Whiskey. Full film session on the Patreon. We'll be watching offensive line today. Love y'all. Peace.